The first is to make a more even piece of chicken. You've always got this thin end down here and a fatter end. So what happens on the grill is you're waiting on the fatter end to cook, and by then the thinner end is all dried out like beef jerky. If you're using a plastic cutting board, you can just put one piece of plastic on top. Otherwise, you can put one on the bottom, one on the top. And you just want to use a rolling pin or a mallet or a skillet, and you want to kind of pound the fatter end. It doesn't have to be as thin as that end, but you want to, even out the playing field a little bit. So this increases the surface area. It looks like you have a bigger piece of chicken, and it will cook more evenly. See how much better that is? Second key point when it comes to grilling your chicken breast is to marinate them. Don't just season it and put it on the grill. It's just not gonna be good. It's lemon juice. When you're using lemon juice though, this isn't a marinade you wanna do like the night before because it starts to cook the chicken. Little olive oil, little oregano. They use seasoned salt. I'm just gonna do a little more Cajun seasoning. A little bit of honey. Whenever you're creating the marinade, we've talked about this before, you want flavorings, you want an acid, you want a fat, and you want something sweet. Okay. I always love to marinate in a plastic bag because I think it happens faster because there's less air than just putting it like in a casserole dish. So I like to just kind of mix it in there and then toss your meat or whatever in. Contrary to how I cook steaks with chicken, I'm a flipper. So I do like to sear it on the first side and then I start flipping, but then I kind of flip throughout as necessary. What I think is important is to start with the grill hot so that you get those good grill marks and then turn it down. That way you can control it and go a little lower and slower to mimic the process that happened in the oven. Look at that juicy grilled chicken with beautiful grill marks. Let's see how we did. Juicy, see the juice? Flavorful because you can look at it and see the flavor. When color equals flavor, this one's the winner. Now, when a recipe calls for cooked chicken, you don't have to run to the store and just pick up a rotisserie. These are the best ways to do it, and it's not boiling them to death in water, although I am going to show you a water method. My favorite way to cook chicken when a recipe calls for cooked chicken is this way. Stick your chicken straight into a casserole dish. You can do this with as few or as many pieces as you want. I also do this with chicken thighs if I'm doing my gumbo or something like that. I'll do a little salt, and I only do just one side. A little garlic powder, Greek seasoning, whatever you want to do. I don't add any liquid here or anything. Cover it tightly with foil. I like to do it a little lower and slower, so I go 325 for about 50 to 60 minutes. It'll be perfect. See, remember we didn't put any liquid in there? It made its own, but you gotta let it sit. You just gotta let it do its thing. About 20 minutes. It's perfectly tender. Look, juicy. How do it taste? That's the way. This makes the best chicken salad right here. And then when you're making your chicken salad, just a little side tip, use a little bit of that flavorful juice right there. It's a secret people don't know about. Just a little bit. Okay, that slices nicely, and you can also shred it. However you want to do it. Whether you want diced or shredded, you've got to try this oven method. Do you need shredded cooked chicken? Best way to do that, the crock pot. I've been wanting to show y'all this method. You've heard me say it in other episodes, but people overcook it in this crock pot. Don't do that. Don't do it. Chicken thighs are really the way to go because they really don't overcook, but there are so many recipes that are like, put your chicken breast in here and cook it for 8 hours. Sure, if you want to choke. There is just a tiny little formula. It's put the chicken in, season it however you want. The only thing I would say is to add some sort, just a tiny bit of liquid or a sauce of choice. It's gonna help the process. So I'm gonna do like just a little salt and pepper, little garlic powder. You could do something like an enchilada sauce. You could do a tomato sauce. You could do a buffalo sauce. I'm gonna do just, I've got like half a jar of salsa, so I'm gonna add that. Okay, and that's it. You don't have to add veggies. You don't have to add quarts of liquid or anything like that. Just a little sauce and seasoning and let it go. Now listen, when it comes to the cook time, don't overdo it. If you're gonna be gone for a longer period of time, then go low, but 5 hours would be the absolute tops. I think it's more like 4 to 4.5. I like to go high for 2 to 2.5 hours, and it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be juicy and it's still gonna shred. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's see. Will it shred? Yes. Is it cooked? Yes. I could have stopped 15 minutes ago. What's good about doing crock pot chicken is that you usually put it back in and let it reabsorb all of that liquid in there. So at the end of the day, you get juicy, saucy chicken for whatever you need it for. So next time you need cooked, shredded chicken and you don't want to babysit at all, put it in the crock pot. Gone are the days when you boil your chicken. You never should boil your chicken. I know people say boil, but really they just mean like simmer or poach, and that's what we're gonna do. This is the perfectly poached chicken.